for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing is to approve the agenda. Does anyone have any questions, any additions, any changes to the existing agenda?
I move approval.
Okay, I got a motion by Bruce to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Second by Rick. If there's no other comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Okay, passes 4-0. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions regarding any items on the consent agenda? If not, I guess I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
No, I made the motion.
Oh, you did? Okay, second.
Second by Rick. If there's no other comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Okay, passes. Next on the agenda is item number 4. The public is invited to be heard on matters not on the agenda. Again, if you want to speak at this time, come forward, name and address, and state your comments. Again, the council is not going to interact with you on this item. So the only person on the list right now is Brian Paulson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Only thing I wanted to point it out from a previous meeting, the first budget meeting, the CPI was talked about, and then it was doubled, but the CPI is actually year over year. So you wouldn't take like the July CPI and double it for like that 4%. And just kind of looking at the last year CPI monthly numbers, one of them hits 3 exactly. Otherwise, they're all below 3 in the 2 figures. But I just wanted to make sure. It seemed like the CPI was being doubled, but it's a year over year figure. That's all.
Okay, thank you. There's no other names on the list, but I will give anyone else an opportunity to speak at this time. Okay, if not, we'll move on to the next item, public hearings. We have none scheduled at this date. Next, we have the city engineering projects update. Matt, do you want to add anything? Oh, okay. Okay.
Hi, Chuck. Yeah, we haven't met yet, so Chris Knudsen with SCH. I'm your city engineer, and I just took the summer off, apparently, from coming to council meetings, so you haven't seen me for a little while. So I do have a project update in your packet today regarding projects that are currently underway with SCH. To the 2024 project, we're hoping to get to close out pretty soon. 2025 project has one more day of paving tomorrow, and then let's begin into a regular wrap up. Other items on here I'll just kind of add regarding the lead service line replacements project. I do have an email from PFA saying they have all the information they need, so that project should be moving ahead from the funding side of things. And then later in your council agenda, I do have a developer project proposal that's for providing engineering services related to developer projects, reviews, construction of, and other miscellaneous tasks. So wanted to come in tonight since I haven't been here for a little while, and we'll be doing the assessments for the 2025 project over the next couple council meetings, with the assessment hearing being called for hopefully at next meeting, and then being held at the second meeting in October. So I guess let's see if there are any questions for me on anything, I guess, or anything on this memo, the project updates.
No, I think Matt was keeping us pretty advised of what was going on, and I guess we really appreciate having it done ahead of schedule. Actually, I had it before Dojinki. That's always nice, not to have to worry about that, those areas during Dojinki, so I appreciate that. So.
Yeah, no, it's worked out great. They're 6 weeks ahead of schedule on the street project for this year.
Okay.
I'm not planning to stick around for the whole meeting here. I guess, I don't know if you want me to talk about the developer proposal here, Ken, or if I should just be open to questions.
We should be able to get through the rest of the things pretty quick, so if you could just stick around a couple minutes.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Any other questions or anything on any of the engineering projects? Okay. 7, there's no ordinance for introduction. 8, there's no ordinance for adoption. 9, resolution. The first one deals with, Josh, I think you're going to take it. This deals with a resolution regarding the initial budget percentage that we discussed in our last budget process meeting?
Correct, yeah. So over the first two budget meetings, obviously the council kind of talked preliminary, and coming out of the last budget meeting, the council asked that I bring forward a levy that would set our preliminary levy for 2025, collect 2026 at $5,685,800. And this is would be a 7% increase in the levy over the 2024 approved that we're collecting on this year. Obviously, that this is just a beginning, and budget work will continue as we look to make the most efficient use of tax dollars going into December. So I guess I would recommend Resolution 25090201, setting the proposed property tax levy at $5,685,800, and then scheduling the public hearing to set the 2025 final tax levy for December 1st.
Okay, so this 7%, or this number is what goes to the Department of Revenue, correct?
Correct. We are required to report a number to the Department of Revenue every September, so that way they can send out preliminary tax statements to everyone by November prior to our public hearing.
Right. So this is the top level that we could,
This would be the highest that we would be able to
Right.
levy.
and I just want people to be aware that this is always set a little higher than it normally comes in, just to kind of give us room and time to really dissect the budget. So I just want people to be aware that it might show up on your statement at this percentage, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be a little, lower than that. But we just wanted to set the high limit just to get that ball rolling, so.
It also gives us room in case something should happen in the last couple months of the year that are unforeseen, but.
Right.
And does this information also go to the counties?
Correct, yeah. So what happens is we send it to the county then reports it to the state. It's kind of a chain of command that
Okay.
heads up.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone have any questions regarding the resolution?
I don't, so I will make a move to approve Resolution 25090201, adopting the 2025 preliminary property tax levy for taxes payable in 2026.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Do we have any other comments or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, passes 4-0. Next, Ken, are you taking this one?
Yes, I will have a short PowerPoint. Mitch, if you could pop this up here. All right, so from the last planning commission meeting last week, we had a request for V8 2025 for an in-ground swimming pool setback variance at 1109 Park Lane Southeast. Applicants are Ben and Ann Scheffler. The applicants are requesting this variance for the reduction in the typical ordinance setback of 10 foot from any frost footing or building. In the case of this request, they actually started building the in-ground pool with a issued building permit, and upon their visual look at that, felt that it was going to be too small. One thing to note is that specifically their property abuts Settlers Park to the north. There's a delineated wetland in that portion of Settlers Park that causes a large wetland buffer in the form of an easement on the very north end of their property that really restricted the pool to be pushed up much closer to their house than a typical backyard would see. Regarding the 10-foot setback, it's just been in the code for a long time. We don't have any specific background on why it was set at 10 feet other than that's just how it was written. Regarding the International Code Council building code that we follow and the state building code, there's not a minimum setback from in-ground pools to buildings or frost footings. Building official Scott Sass recommended keeping that minimum distance of 4 feet, which is kind of the typical area that you don't put any excavated areas within distance of a foundation. So that was a recommendation from the building official. some cities do allow a minimum of 4 foot just by zoning ordinance. So one thing the planning commission did talk about, actually in the past month and a half, was looking at reducing that back to a 6 foot setback. So after the review, the planning commission did ultimately recommend allowing it to be up to a 4 foot setback. That gives them a little wiggle room with their final design, but it's actually on the plan in the packet here, and I'll show you in a minute. Being here's just a picture of their property there. You can see in the north end, the wetland just kind of looks like scrubby vegetation, but it is actually wetland there. Here's the actual drawing. The inner, less dark outline is the pool they were approved for. And then actually, per this drawing, they're looking at being up to about 8 feet from the corner of their home, then about 6 feet from the corner of their deck. But again, they're applying for it to be up to 4 foot. Again, one thing we talked about with the planning commission was that their pool contractor was not able to put a formal drawing together for the request, so this may be off by a couple of feet, but we're recommending, and the planning commission recommended up to a 4 foot setback at minimum versus the 10. And you can see that 30 foot buffer from that wetland in the form of an easement on that south property line. So if they didn't have that, they'd have plenty of room to push that pool further away from the home, but they did look at redelineating the wetland, and we do allow a wetland quality assessment to be reviewed, and they did not want to go through the cost to do that. And then there's also the thought and possibility that that wetland does not move and does not give them any additional setback. This is really the best way for them to accomplish a larger pool within the area and not have to go through that expense and cost of redelineating. Just another wetland air photo and overlay view there, just to give you perspective. Again, they're very far away from their north property line. It just puts it closer to the home and to the deck. I'll just move on to a couple of photos from the side of Park Lane, and then some photos from the backyard there. So again, you know, they're out of that rear 30-foot setback to the wetland. Really just kind of bunches everything up by the back side of the pool there. So again, staff and recommendation and the planning commission recommend approval of the variance to be reduced from 10-foot setback for the in-ground pool to 4 foot. That would be based on the findings listed in the resolution that is contained. So with that, I'll leave up this drawing, or a few drawings on this page. I think stand for questions. You also have the applicant here tonight, should you have any questions for him as well.
Quick question for you. When I put my hot tub on my deck, the underwriter made us put a lid on it with a lock.
Yes.
Would something like that be in on that? So we gotta worry about that next.
So we actually do require in-ground pools to have a full perimeter fence around them, and that is one of the requirements that they're not looking to vary from, so they will have an enclosure around that pool. So hot tubs, we do allow an ASTM approved hot tub cover, just as a comparison.
Right.
Ben, I assume you're gonna have one of those covers that automatically roll over and you, once it's closed, you can't get to the water?
Can't do that on a free form.
Okay.
You have to have something else that you can strap down over the pool.
Okay,
We will have a cover that is secure.
okay. Thank you.
Well, I'll make the motion if you'd like. Unless you got one. I'll make the resolution, 25-09-02-02, pool setback.
Second.
Okay. There's no other comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Okay, passes 4-0. Thank you. Next, general business. Chris, it's up to you now. Now we're back at the agreement for developmental fee.
Thanks you very much. Yeah, you weren't kidding. You got through this agenda pretty fast. So in your packet today, I do have a proposal to provide engineering services related to developer projects. So this is a service that SCH has provided in the past. This last year or two. I think most of the reviews been pretty quick, so I don't bill the time, but, moving forward with, some work, especially in First Street Southeast, there's a street being constructed. It's going to require construction observation and some, work on behalf of the city, that's going to be performed by SEH. That's going to be certainly more time involved, and some of these developer reviews have definitely gotten a little more extensive recently, taking hours in some of these cases, going back and forth. So what I do have in front of you is a proposal for a not to exceed fee of $40,000. This is going to be used on developer, commercial, residential type developments, and that fee then gets pushed back to the developer as per their costs. So it's the city's kind of will build the city will build the developer. This will be moving forward for projects for the next year or two, most likely. And the $40,000 is just to make sure I'm not coming back if something larger comes back. If we spend half our budget just doing one project, like the street construction currently underway or about to start, I should say, that I'm not coming back every 6 months to get an additional budget added to it. So the $40,000 I wouldn't expect to go through for a few years, but that just kind of the starting fee.
So the fee is 40,000 and the contract is continuous until that 40,000 is used up?
Correct.
So if it's a year, 2 year, 3 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd probably hit a point where 4 or 5 years down the line, I might want to close that project out and then start a new contract. But just some of these developer projects, if they do involve construction especially, can certainly use some of that fee faster than others.
Okay.
And I think you expected Chris to use roughly half of that 40 just for First Street Southeast construction observation?
Yeah, so full-time construction observation could be $4,000 to $5,000 per week. And depending on how fast the developer works, the construction goes, we could certainly go through half of that budget just during the first month here with that construction going on.
Okay.
Is the fee schedule the same for this type of work than work directly with the city?
Yes. Yeah, so the rates that we'd use are based on a rate table that SEH has used with the city of New Prague and most of our other communities in the area as well. So the same rate that I would use for this developer project, the same rate that I would use for working on any other city contract.
Any other questions?
So is it until that is used up, so?
Yep.
It seems a little,
Vague.
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly, when I work off of this project, I will separate into tasks so you can track where the money is going to for each project, and that'll help out for billing it back to those developers. It could certainly be less. It's just an hourly not to exceed fee. Is a lot of our contracts, some of our contracts are, I don't want to just be hourly open-ended. And the $40,000 just gives us a point to say that we need to come back to council and get that approved or review it again. It's just an hourly not to exceed. Sometimes we do work on a lump sum basis. I don't know how much time we'll spend on this kind of thing, so we certainly couldn't do lump sum for this one. But it's essentially just an hourly.
right. I don't have any problem with the work or with you or with your firm or anything like that. I'm just trying to understand the structure. Seems a little, so this would preclude us from using anyone else while this contract is in place. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say it would be a contract for SCH as a city engineer to do our developer reviews as on behalf of the city for developer-related civil plan review and obviously construction observation for public infrastructure on a private development.
Right, so this is basically exclusivity.
Yes.
That goes further than our annual agreement. Don't we do it annually, approve them? Or?
No, it's not like our regular city engineer.
I mean, so certainly we talk every year, we kind of appoint them as our city engineer every January. We
Right.
kind of
Yep.
re-up that. Was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago now that we kind of went through the whole process of going out, and I think we interviewed a few firms and
Right.
we came back to SCH. So I think it sounds like, as I understand this, much more of a private development stuff because we certainly have costs as a city when a private developer, because we don't have a city engineer in-house.
No, I understand all that. My
So-
only mind game here is that they're not dovetailed together, that, let's say, 2 councils from now, you decide to go with someone else, but this agreement is still in force, and you'd have one provider, and then you'd have this doing the other one. If you're okay with that, I guess that's fine.
I guess, yeah, from our work as staff, like SEH works very well for us, and obviously.
No, I'm not saying the quality of the person. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
no,
that,
that's-
that they're not
You're saying,
approved together at the same time, that the contracts expire at different times. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
The expiration expires.
you could potentially end up with a different engineer for a city project and then have this.
Yeah, and if
still-
you're okay with that, I don't know if that's important or not.
Which we kind of already have in place with all of our, street projects. Those are roughly 3 to 4 year projects, so.
Right.
For some reason, if we left SEH this year, Chris would still be the one to finish out those projects until they're completed.
and,
Okay.
So it'd be
and
the
I,
same
and
basis
I,
this is under.
and I would say as staff, we already kind of do that a little bit, because Bolton and Mink handles most of our wastewater stuff, if I'm correct, and so we already kind of work with 2 firms as it is right now.
Okay, well, thanks, that's good, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Guess I'll look for a motion to approve this resolution, or this,
Yeah, you need
Agreement?
action on that?
What's
So
that?
moved. So moved.
okay, and I will second that. I got a motion by Rick Seiler, seconded by Chuck Nicolai for this agreement with SAH for private development reviews. If there's any other comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay. Next on the agenda is a
Thanks, Chris.
city administrator review summary. And I just want to basically state that we did review, as we have done in the past, our annual review of our city administrator who reports to the city council. And Josh Tesloff, we had 10 different topics that we kind of evaluate him on, from supervision, leadership, execution of policy, community relations, administrative duties, economic development, intergovernment relations, city council relations, planning, and financial management / budget. All council member, this year I did not get involved in the annual review because I felt, being that I didn't start till June 16th, I really did not work with Josh through the whole year. So the other 4 council members did review Josh. He did receive an average of 3.475, which is meets council expectation, which is the reason why we did renew his contract for another year. And we look forward to continuing his development and the development of the city. So I want to thank Josh for his work with the city, and we're looking forward to a very good year coming ahead. So thank you, Josh. Anyone else have any other comments? Okay. Now we're at the fun part, miscellaneous. Rick,
Got nothing.
okay. Bruce?
Nothing.
Maggie?
No, sir.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. Josh, is there anything you would like to bring up?
I guess just kind of an unknown date at this point. I know I'd kind of talked to the mayor about it already. The numbers, deep dive numbers for all the data for the comp study are back, and we had a meeting today and kind of went over that. And so hopefully, they'll be kind of pulling together kind of a few recommendations of possible avenues they could go, and then we'll actually be meeting here with the council to talk about your guys' visions and ultimately what you'd like to get out of this comp study and moving forward from there. So we don't have an exact date yet for the meeting with the council, but I'm assuming that that'll be here in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I would guess. So that is all I've got.
Okay. I do not have anything, and so I guess I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a second by Rick Seiler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? We're out of here. Thank you, everyone.